y'all, I'm the Midwest Hack. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel, whichever the case may be. I hope you are having a truly blessed day. As I'm sure you've figured out from the title of this video and from the opening shots, today we're putting new tires on the D17. For those that haven't seen the other videos, I picked this tractor up a few weeks ago, ended up having a lot more problems than I thought it was going to have. One of those problems was a split in the front tire. In this video, feel free to follow along as I get the old tires pulled off and new tires put on the front rims. As you may have noticed, I've already found some unwelcome surprises, you might say. Pulling off that left side front rim, there's quite a mix of hardware holding that rim to the hub. Some of those bolt holes are stripped, some of them are oversized, they've been drilled out, there's nuts on the back side, it's really just a mess. I also am pretty sure that one of these rims has holes rusted through it. This project just got bigger than I expected it to be. Come along for the ride, we'll see what we can figure out. Now that the beads are broke, we'll work on getting this tire levered off. I've just got an old trailer tire underneath there. Just gets it up to a little bit more comfortable working height. I'm not going to go over a whole lot how to change a tire here. I'll just let you guys follow along. But the one thing you always got to do is make sure you push down this far side bead so that it gets into the low part of the rim. Otherwise, you'll never get it pried off. The tube's wanting to get in that bead. Go. I think we managed to massage it past there. The amount of rust in these rims is making this rubber really stick to them, so I'm really trying to take my time. Got some holes rotted through there. I think we'll probably end up making a patch panel for that. Otherwise, I think it's okay. This one hasn't rusted through, but it's in pretty rough shape. See what it looks like after I remove that rust. I'm going to start off with a wire wheel and the angle grinder, see how that does and how it goes. Certainly not going to make you guys watch all this. I've probably got a couple hours of work here. I did put some air back in the tubes to make sure I didn't pinch them coming off, and there are some pretty questionable old repairs there. I want to make sure that I didn't compromise any of those in pulling those tubes out. Well, y'all, that does it for that wire wheel, and therefore that's going to do it for me for tonight. That thing kind of came apart in spectacular fashion. For those that haven't used these a lot, as they start to come apart, they will leave the bristles stuck in your skin. You should wear better gloves than what I do. And my coveralls, I don't know how well it shows up. My coveralls are just a pin cushion of of bristles. Anyway, as far as what I got done, just been working on this one rim. Pretty much got the inside done. Maybe just a tiny bit more cleanup here and there. I did find that this one does have holes around the valve stem hole too, so that's going to take some repair. And then I started cleaning up the front side, but still have a ways to go. It's about to the point though I'm going to get out the sandblaster to get down where the wire wheel can't get. But for now I'm going to clean up for the night, and we'll hit this again tomorrow. All right, y'all, just a quick update on my progress from last night. Finished wire wheeling the front side, the back side done as well. These last little bits I just can't get that with the wire wheel, so I'll probably get out the sandblaster and blast those. I also spent a bunch of time going all the way around the edge. This edge, both the front and back, were all beat up. There is still some waviness here. I don't know how well that shows up on screen, but it's a whole lot better than it was before. Then I'm probably a little crazy for doing this, but I went around and welded all the seams. It was originally just spot welded where those pieces come together. I figured since I'm cleaning these up and I'm going to repaint them, I didn't want rust bleeding out from those seams. So I decided to throw some welds in there. And I got the holes welded up or around the valve stem hole here as well. I still have cleanup to do on those. And I got some more welding to do on the backside. The backside kept spitting stuff out, so my welds were getting contaminated. I was getting all sorts of little blowholes and stuff. So I basically did a first pass on those, kind of ground them down a little bit. Now I'm going to go back and hit those again, see if I can't get a nice clean weld there. But I'll bring you back when I've got more done, and we'll take another look at it. Y'all, this was supposed to just be a quick video on changing out some front tires. Boy, has it sure grown. I do have these rims cleaned up. This one I was able just to weld around the valve stem hole. Left the hole the way it was. It wasn't in as bad a shape. This one, I ended up welding the valve stem hole completely shut and then drilling another hole on the other side. We're going to work on getting these things put back together and then get to work on the hub. I got the rim set up on a soft work surface again, an old tire, and lube the new tire up with some soapy water. These are just plastic to protect the rim. All right, there's the first side. Now I need to get a tube in there. I left air in the old tubes for several days to make sure that they weren't leaking down. Both of them held air just fine. A little hesitant to reuse them, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. The rust that was bonded all through the inside of these, I tried using a wire brush to get it off gently, and that didn't work. So then I went at them with a putty knife, and that was taking it off, but it was going pretty slow. Had an idea to use penetrating oil to see if that would penetrate through the rust and take it off, and it worked reasonably well. It wasn't too bad to do. A lot of these, there's a couple little spots in here yet, and if you pinch them, they tend to come off, but it's mostly cleaned up. We're gonna let some air out of this and see if we can get it to go in place. I pulled the valve core out of this so it's I can flex it around however I want. I'm going to start by lubing it up with some baby powder. To be perfectly honest, I don't do a whole lot of tubed tires. I do almost all tubeless. I've read that the baby powder helps the tubes slide around. And I have used it on tubes before. But I don't have enough experience both ways to know how much difference it makes. Let's flip this over and get the other side done. Need to pick up some more of these. These are getting to be in so rough a shape they hardly do anything for me anymore. Find out if I kept my valve stem in place. Nope. It's close. Get the valve core put back in. And we'll start getting some air in it. Tire pressure should be 28 pounds, and we're currently well below that. The valve cap put on. And there we have it. That one should be ready to go on once I have the hubs ready to go. I don't have a 1/2 inch fine thread tap. So I just took one of the bolts from that doesn't belong in there. I'm not going to reuse it anyway, and I just cut some slight slots in it. Should help clean some of the rust out of the threads. Let's hit each of these holes with penetrating oil. Now we'll run this bolt in and out. See if I can get a new threaded rod to start in there. I got this hub cleaned up and repainted. These studs I made from a piece of 1/2 inch, 20 threads per inch threaded rod I ordered from McMaster Carr. It's stainless steel 316. Stainless isn't exactly all that strong, but for what we're doing here, I think it's going to work just fine. Ended up just cutting them off at 1 3/4 inches. And threading them in with Loctite, so they should stay put. I bought automotive acorn style lug nuts that should match the taper that was originally on the bolts here. These studs and the tapered nuts will take the place of the bolts with the special taper under the head. This one's ready to go. I'm getting set up to work on the other one. I pulled this hub all the way off. You might be able to tell I've got one insert installed already. I'm going to put inserts in all the holes. 2 of them really didn't need it. They were still holding the original bolts, but if 4 of them are gone, I'm suspecting the other 2 are maybe not in that great a shape either. Not sure what happened to this thing to cause all that, but we'll get new threads all installed. I'm going to drill these in 2 steps. The first bit's a 9/16, and then I'm going up to 5/8. I've got a 21/32 ordered. That's the right size for a 3/4 inch tap, but that didn't show up yet. Going through that first one, I decided to give it a try with 5/8, and that got it done. It was a little tough to pull the tap, but it did the job. Now I've left this right where I had it for drilling that hole. Anytime I can use the drill press or the lathe or whatever tool I'm working on to keep my tap straight while I'm tapping a hole, I do. This is just a live center from the lathe. And I'll just keep a little pressure on that to keep that, keep the top of that tap from going anywhere. I don't have a, normally I use tap sockets, but I don't have a tap socket big enough for a 3/4 inch tap. Tap's starting to come through. And there you have it. I'll get the rest of these done and then I'll show you installing the inserts. These are the inserts I'm using. I picked these up from McMaster-Carr. They've got the 1/2 inch 20 TPI threads on the inside, and then the outside's a coarse thread to come with the thread locker pre-applied. The first one I put in with the notch side up, but after looking at it some more, I don't think that's the right way to go. So the rest of them I'm going to put in with the notch side down. This is what I made up for an installation tool. It's just a chunk of the 1/2 inch 20 threaded rod that was left over from making the rest of the studs. And then a couple of the lug nuts. This one I just cut up so that I could run the threaded rod all the way through. When the thread locker hardens up, that should stay in place. I'll get the rest of them installed. I finished putting those inserts in last night. That all went just fine. And then I degreased the whole thing and got a coat of paint on it. Got some paint on that dust cap as well. I'm a little concerned about getting this back on. This has been handled pretty heavily, shall we say, in the past. It doesn't start the nicest. And I'm hoping with a strap wrench I can get that to spin all the rest of the way back on without mangling up the new paint. I prepped the spindle with some grease, and of course I'll pack more in there once I get this on. I think we've got that packed pretty full of grease. See if I can work the outside bearing in there without displacing too much of it. The old grease didn't seem to be too contaminated, so while I did wipe it all off, I didn't try too hard to actually clean everything a lot. I didn't actually spray it out with solvent. Here we go. Let's see if we can get this to start and thread on without chipping the paint all up. That's not a good sign. Slipping like crazy already. All right, my strap wrench couldn't get a grip on just the cap, so we'll try a little masking tape on there, see if that makes a difference. Yeah, that's moving it. Now I need to get a way to hold the hub. All right, I installed the old bolts on the wrong side of the hub here to give myself room to work. And a way to hold it. There we go. I'm happy with that. Stainless studs that I made up have a lot tighter fit in the threads than what those original bolts did. So it's taken me a lot of effort to get them to start. Loctite on these threads. We don't really want the studs coming out, at least not easily. That should do it. Get the other 6 studs installed and get the wheel back on. Well, now it's time to find out if I screwed up by going with stainless steel studs. We're going to see if it'll get to the 75 foot-pound torque. These get torqued 75 to 80. Since I use stainless and it's a little softer, I'm just going 75. We'll see what happens. Oh, that was easy. I'm going to go ahead and take those to 80. Well, y'all, this is one that I am happy to have done. This was supposed to just be a quick front tire change and ended up being a whole lot more. I am happy with the results though. I think the rims turned out looking pretty nice. I'm happy to have the studs in place. Happy to have new grease in the bearings. So overall, this worked out just fine. I hope you enjoyed what I did here, and I hope to catch you on the next one.